over to Germany to learn these psychological techniques.
Because the Prussians had funded it to create total brainwashed zombies. That's on record. And now we have total brainwashed zombies.
Well, she's an expert on education, obviously. She's traced that back, and it ties in with the Skull and Bones. So it's all the more interesting for that reason.
By the way, this article that I intend to get to later this week if I have time, but I want to spend like an hour on it. It's about how Indonesia got founded, and it's a really wicked article like, oh, it's authoritarian, but it's still, you know, for the overall good. Excuse me, Singapore. Mm-hmm. But in there, it admits this British-trained, basically dictator set it up, and it admits that it's designed to have people not think for themselves and be robots. The article admits that. But it tells you how good that is, Aaron. Isn't that nice? Stay there. I want to finish up briefly with Skull and Bones, then I'm going to get to all the news. Then your phone calls coming up. Any other tidbits you want to add? But we're going inside Skull and Bones, live with Charlotte Iserbyt in the video interview with shots of all this Skull and Bones paraphernalia. That's coming up, prisonplanet.tv.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used pure soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Folks, you've heard us talk about Home Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. Home Gain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to HomeGain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HomeGain150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a Home Gain agent. Share the Home Gain 150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the Home Gain Gorilla, to find out more about how Home Gain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying or selling a house. That's HomeGain150.com. Hi, this is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about the delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. I've told you for years that eFoods Direct has the best storable food on the planet. Now it's that time of year again, and their holiday special is here. They have 2 holiday price packs for you to put into your reserves for a secure future or to share with others. The first is a 6-month bulk supply in 10 cans. And the second is a 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals, including delicious bakery items shipped in heavy tote bags. Now, for a limited time, when you order 2 or more of these special holiday packs, you'll get free shipping on your entire order. Call now, 800-409-5633, or visit them at eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. That's 800-409-5633, or eFoodsDirect.com/Alex.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
If you're watching us live on prisonplanet.tv, you'll be able to see these images. Later, it'll be archived there, and it'll also make its way out to the internet. And we were going to show these when Charlotte Iserbyt was on with us later. They've got video and still photos. But let's go over the grandfather clocks and why these are so important. in all the Skull and Bones photographs, the way they arrange the men, the skulls, the grave robbing they do, the sexual activities in the cow manure, the worshiping of Lucifer. Some of this even caught on video by the New York Observer. Iserbyt had leaked all of this years before, but as you guys are talking, we'll show some of these photos. In fact, what is this on screen right now?
These are the certificates that go along with getting a grandfather clock when you're a member of Skull and Bones. She showed us the photo, too. It's not in this stack, of her grandfather. He was one of the two seated in the front row with the other 14 members, total of 16, right, on the back row.
Yes.
With the grandfather clock. The son told us a story about when you get the grandfather clock, they want you to show that you're willing to participate in Skull and Bones. So they give you the money, but you have to do the specifications for the clock. So they're all unique and they all have different stylings. But they're all official Skull and Bones.
And so that's her father's certificate of that he's a full-born made member of the true mafia.
Pretty much. And that's a lot of correspondence there between him and the clockmaker, and how much it was. It wasn't, in today's dollars, it wasn't that expensive, around $300.
But the clock is also a signet where if you're living somewhere overseas, another Skull and Bones member who may have never met you from another class, they can come and see the clock.
Sure.
And it has certain symbols put into it.
And it's always 5 minutes fast, and it never stops. They have it timed out to where they make it to where it never stops. It's never supposed to stop.
Yeah, they told us the father was very particular about making sure the clock never stopped. And they never knew why he was so preoccupied with it, but it's because that's the tradition.
Yeah.
So...
And there's a good shot of the clock right there.
Well, it's more than that. They supposedly put something into the clock. It's a bunch of black magic, but...
Well, I agree, and you also see the associated fraternity. I forget the name of it. I'm not that familiar with the Greek letters, but...
Oh, right. Yeah, the actual Greek letters for Skull and Bones.
And she gets into their worship of Eulogia. Eulogia is their main deity.
She talked a little bit about that. Mainly it was how her father went into Bohemian Grove, and he apparently didn't like it that much. He only went a couple times.
Yeah, well, when he was dying of cancer, she's told this before on air. She was listening to him for months do radio interviews about the New World Order.
Yeah.
While she was taking care of him. And he repented and became a Christian and accepted Jesus and just wouldn't get into too many. He just said, it's horrible, it's horrible.
Yeah,
and that's what Nixon said, too.
He told her, he said, if I was still able to, I would help you. That's what he said basically a couple days before he passed. So it was a pretty powerful interview.
That makes me want to cry. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I think people eventually people will see the evil and, they're either going to accept it or they're going to push it away. And, who knows what the society was like back then.
Well, there is something sexy and powerful about evil, true black evil. But once you really get close to it, you find out it is not good.
Right. And, his soul was probably, aching at some point. And hearing his daughter hit the path. And, she's faced a lot of stuff for the path she's taken. A lot of people, her family's kind of divided on how, all the work she does. So the son that we met is totally, with her. He's
an interesting guy. Tell folks about him.
Yeah, he was in Iraqi 1. Yeah, Samuel is his name. And right when we got there, he pulled out 2 photos from the Pentagon blast and was going over how, he's like, this is an incendiary device because there's no smoke, and here's the smoke 3 seconds later.
Well, he says it's high-powered plastic explosive.
Sure.
A white-orange blast.
Well, and there's people that were talking about smelling cordite in the Pentagon. They knew what it smelled like, and they could smell it. And, it just so happened that was the area of the building that was hit that had all the financial records from the $2 trillion that disappeared, that Rumsfeld was talking about on September 10th. So all that stuff got destroyed, and, there was a few people in there that I guess who were in on that investigation also died. So there wasn't about 100 people died in the.
Have we shown we have shown the grandfather clock, correct?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, go get on the phone with her right now. She's a sweetheart. Get up there, get the full data as soon as you can, because she's leaving soon.
Right.
Good job, men.
All right.
All right, that's coming up in an hour and a half, and I said I'd get into the news, and I'm going to get into the news. Oh, Aaron, real quick, you listened to my Christmas Eve audio blog I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's got some good intel and some good issues that we haven't really talked about before, but also some issues we have. Kind of ties it all together. You've written an article about it. It's up on prisonplanet.com. It's also up on GCNlive.com. Alex Jones' audio blog, War on Common Sense, Losing Our Cultural Instincts Under the New World Order. What's your take on this latest audio blog?
Well, you know, these audio blogs are always when you're very reflective and kind of almost in a spiritual mode. But we've talked so much in Endgame and the others about the artificial humanity that's being created under this New World Order system. And here you are at Christmas time talking about how even when our culture was never perfect, we're losing our cultural instincts and the common sense of just kind of following our ancestors and recognizing, you know, what they have done for us in the past. And so it's very interesting, I think.
And people in the past did think about their progeny and future progeny, and it was all about building up humanity and that man could be improved. The globalist attitude is we're all animals, they are ascendant gods, we have to be exterminated, and that's actually in the National Geographic article. They talk to the minister mentor, the 80-something-year-old dictator of this Singaporean model system, and they admit it's the model for the New World Order. They don't tell you that the British set it up as a front. You know, that is publicly available. The Singaporeans and the minister mentor, he's just an MI6 officer and a communist Marxist who set up a capitalist haven. And it's all about dehumanization. And he talks about Confucius was wrong. We cannot improve man. We can only basically dumb man down into vassal slaves. And this article basically ends with how great it is. I mean, these people are sick. This is one of the biggest magazines in the country writing an article selling you pure evil.
I haven't seen this article, Alex, but all that stuff you're talking about is riddled in what Aldous Huxley and all the others have always said, learning to love your servitude. You mentioned in this blog how people will mindlessly defend the road to servitude that we're being set under. It's about selling ourselves out as humans, I think. So it's definitely something to think about.
And they admit in this article that people are comfortable, they're horribly unhappy, but they have this petty baubles. And they describe it. He's talking to a psychiatrist, and the island's ruled by psychiatrists, and they spy on everybody, and they execute you, basically, if you criticize the government. But our media says it's great. And they also, I know, internally drug the water supply, but they do different tests on the population. And the psychiatrist describes it as slitting your wrist and easing into a hot tub of water. And they say, oh, we're dying out faster than anybody. You know, we have one of the lowest replacement rates in the world. And it's like, it's wonderful. We're dying. We're dead. There's no future. It's beautiful. I mean, this is literally like Hellraiser. That's who these people are.
I've read some about the Tavistock Institute, and I think it's very interesting that Edward Bernays, who produced the Modern Consumer Society, on the one hand, was involved, and so were people, technocrats like Aldous Huxley. So where does that merge, the scientific dictatorship with buying into this bread and circuses and the baubles and the rest of the consumerism?
Well, we know that globalism is death, and we know it is, not improving man. It is destroying who we are. And it's being done greedily by the elitists who don't believe any of what they're pushing. They don't actually believe that we can't be improved. They, when you get deeper, believe they are improved and we're trash. And really, it's an active mode of full spectrum dominance, total control. Just like the Romans, if you resisted them too much, they just kill everybody. Or the Israelites. They would go into an area and people resisted, they wipe everybody out. This is actually an ancient form of domination. And because you know you won when everybody else is dead. And the problem is with the globalist is they're going to continue with this and kill each other. There could be two globalists 500 years from now with life extension technology, who are 600 years old, in a crystal palace on Jupiter or one of its moons, obviously not on Jupiter, the gas giant, but who knows? And